Hello, and welcome back. I am Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more Civ 6 with Filthy Robots. How's it going?
Good. We're abusing Prince level AI. We feel good about ourselves.
Of course we do. Should we just send this guy towards the house?
Yeah.
Back home?
Oh, you put them together. Okay. The downside of putting them together is it's actually showing you as having 3 movement, but I'm pretty sure what will happen is the group won't be able to move 3 tiles here at all. So it is mildly convenient, I suppose, but you acquire the movement of the slowest of the units together. And I don't know if you can what happens if you move 1 more tile here and then
It's not letting me.
Don't know why.
They both have 1 movement left, but it's not letting me do it.
So the city doesn't zone of control in of itself that I'm aware of. So why is the scout? Is this possibly the same turn? When you capture a unit, does a unit have movements? Did we not end turn?
No, we did. He's got 2 out of 3 movement, and I can't move him there.
Yeah, I mean, if you look, it gave him a zone of control icon, but I don't know what he's being zone of controlled by, considering there's no units here. The city does not, to the best of my knowledge, actually exert zone of control, and there's no units in it.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Well,
anyway.
Maybe it is a city thing. So I mean, in Civ 5, cities did exert zone of control, so maybe you got zone of control by that, and maybe non-combat units are immune to zone of control, but that's starting to reach a little bit.
Does using the goody hut actually consume your movement, or...?
Yeah, it would take 1 movement. It won't take them all, though.
Okay.
Workforce.
State workforce. Which one was that?
I think that's 6 pop. Nope, that's the other one. It's build a district. Okay,
That's good. That's good, because I usually don't do a district right away.
Districts this early are hard. So.
Okay. This looks like more water, but
I'd take
should
the
we
hill
check?
just to the south just to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some more water, but also more marble.
Yeah.
Okay. I noticed you play really zoomed out, by the way.
Yeah. Yep. More information I can get, the better.
Nice. He's trying to let us kill stuff. Excellent. We can choose a pantheon. Let's do that.
Okay.
So, we talked briefly about this, but I'm almost positive we didn't talk about it in episode 1 or 2, so we got to talk about this all over again. So, last time in our previous campaign, we actually had a weird setup where we were going to try out...
Lady of the Reeds and Marshes.
Yeah, that one. Because we had a lot of marsh. Just ridiculous amounts of... No, it was floodplains.
Yeah.
But with our current setup, which one do you think might be best?
Okay, I don't have these memorized yet, so let's take a look. We have 2 stone. Okay, so we can go one by one if you want, or we can just start highlighting here. So we have a shit ton of wheat. We have 2 stone in the cap, and we have a 3rd quarry with I don't know if there's a quarry bonus or if it's just a stone bonus. So immediately stone circles sticks out to me, because that's going to be 6 faith just in our capital, right, from 3 quarries.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty, and faith is... It's a little bit different than Civ 5 and Civ 6. Civ 5, early faith generation meant an early religion, which was really good. Civ 6, faith generation is independent of founding a religion. It's profit points that found a religion. The only thing faith does for you in the very early game is get you the pantheon. However, there's a lot of really good mid-game uses of faith, especially if you want to go for military stuff, which seems like you kind of want to push for. I would kind of push for stone circles. I mean, yeah. Okay, we can look at the alternate options. We are somewhat close to coast, but God of the Sea, I don't think we have that many coastal resources to put that in. River Goddess is okay.
What about Divine Spark? Just so that we could maybe build...
faster?
Actually found a religion first, possibly.
Yeah.
But we won't have the...
We get no faith doing that, which is okay. I mean, you generate faith from... The best way to get faith is definitely holy site districts. So if we want to go wide and plant a bunch of holy site districts, it doesn't really matter how much faith we have from the Pantheon. If we want to go not quite as wide and we're not looking like we have all that much great land, perhaps getting some faith from Pantheon would be nice. The problem with Divine Spark for me is that I so rarely want to build a campus or a holy site or a theater district this early. Like, I almost... It's much later in the game when I want those things at the moment.
Have you ever taken Monument to the Gods?
I have. Not been overly thrilled with that. I don't build a lot of early game wonders. I've also tried God of the Forge. That's okay, but we've already built the bulk of our military for what we're going to do versus Prince level AI. So
if I knew how often they actually expand, this one would be interesting. Religious settlements?
Well, it's just a percent modifier. It doesn't really matter how often they expand, right?
True, but I don't know. It's just when they don't quantify the actual number for me, it bothers me. But
yeah, fertility rights is always good too.
This one was interesting in Civ 5 because it was just any time you were healing anywhere in your own territory. Now you actually have to have the Holy Site District to take any advantage of this at all.
It was adjacent to your cities in Civ 5, so it wasn't anywhere in your territory.
Oh, right. Okay. Still better than having to have a district.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good to me at all.
Stone Quarry sounds good.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards it here. I've defaulted to this a fair number of times, which is interesting. Maybe one of the more powerful ones. I don't know. We'll see. All right. I don't care about these scouts. Do you?
No, I want to start shooting at a city.
Yeah. So
I want to see if we can get those incendiaries and see how they go.
Well, do one of those moves first, because remember there's a slinger over there, and you might end up moving one and shooting him.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I would slam that slinger, because you might actually be able to kill him in one shot with the brute. Slingers are weak. I mean, if you look at their combat strength, like, it's what, 5?
Yep. And we have +5 from home continent, so we're very strong.
Yeah. Wrecked.
And this guy should probably just scout some more. It looks like we have nothing in between us. Would you escort this builder home or just?
Well, actually, I want to do a for science thing here. Can you show? So we have 2 movements on this worker, right?
Mm-hmm.
The builder should be able to move 1 to the west of the scout and then move 1 to the east, right? I want to see if the city exerts zone of control. Yeah, it's showing 2 turns, but for the scout too, right? So, but why was the builder not zone of control by the city last turn then? Because he moved 2 last turn, right?
He did. That's how he got ahead.
So how the hell? Why is one being zoned? Why is he being zoned? So let's.
Well, the one here might just be. Maybe
That's
it's doing
zone of
that
control.
thing.
You can see the red dotted line that's saying it's zone of control, right? That's what that icon means.
That's just got to be a bug then, that he was allowed to move 2 instead of 1.
Yeah, it's funny. There was a bug in Civ 5 when you captured a worker. On the turn that you captured the worker, the unit that captured the worker was immune to zone of control for the rest of the turn.
Probably because on the start of the previous turn, he was considered owned by that guy, so the zone of control didn't apply to him.
Well, it wasn't the unit that was captured. It was the unit doing the capturing in Civ 5. So maybe here you might be right. Perhaps that's what it was, start of the turn.
Now this is weird. It's saying we're in zone of control, but we can still go here. No. Never mind. No, it did it!
Oh, you got unit cycled. That sucks. All right, I think we want to go southeast because I think there's more land over there, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Like you said, that's like the major enemy in Civ 6. Is not enemies, not AI, it's not even barbarians, it's unit cycling.
Yeah, I cannot wait till that option gets re-enabled to get removed.
Take a turn to heal this guy, or just send him west?
Yeah, I'd actually go west. I mean, if you look at his experience bar, he has a promotion, so we can heal him whenever we want. So, yeah, it's fine. I'd take that moment to scout. Well, okay. Oh well. I was gonna say I'd take that moment to scout north with the worker, but I guess we have the scout right there. That's fine. Yeah, there's just not a lot of land over here. So, by the way, we're not very excited about this capital we're taking over. It does have 2 more quarries, so that's something. But if you look, no fresh water, no availability of fresh water. It does have a mountain, so thankfully it can build a fucking aqueduct. But if it didn't have that mountain, this would be almost impossible to grow that city.
So should we even finish this builder? I mean, having another builder with this builder on his way, it'll be a couple turns to get him there. But
I suppose, I mean, we don't pay upkeep on builders, so I guess there is. I mean, are we going to have more than 3 tiles to improve? I think we will.
Ooh.
City state and a goody hut. Oh, it's not a city state. Is that a player? Yeah, it's a player. Okay.
We give him our information on our capitals.
Sure.
No harm, no foul, right? Hey, look, he's got a builder. Let's attack him. Oh, wait, this is Lisbon.
Oh, it was a city state. Okay, cool. But they clearly met him because they're standing next to him. But we met the player next to it as well. Why don't we get that goody hut ahead of them? So I want to take a quick think about that builder. Can we see the terrain? What are the quests for the city states we met? That's a good thing to look at. We haven't looked at that yet.
I used to remember the shortcuts for this. Yes. Okay, so quests. We've got Trigger and Inspiration for Early Empire. F2.
F2, okay.
F1 pulls up the world rankings. F2 pulls this one. F3 pulls up espionage. F4 pulls up trade routes.
Okay.
Train a galley. Train a spearman. Send a trade route to Jerusalem.
Okay, so train a spearman and send a trade route are pretty doable. Train a galley is a little less so because we have to get a harbor district up, but that's not too bad either. And what was the inspiration that Levento wants? Early Empire. I thought we got Early Empire boost. Did we not? Is that the 6 pop?
No, that's 6 pop. Yep.
Okay, what's 6 pop across all of your cities? So if we take this city over here, we'll probably get the boost if we take his city.
Yeah, he's already got 3, so.
Yeah, so we're not that far off.
Cool. Sounds good. So we were looking at tiles for workers because, I mean, we could potentially. Here's the thing, right? If we pause this production, he'll still be at 46 out of 50 the next time we want to build her, right?
Yep.
So we could always just start work towards the settler early if we're not going to do the builds anyway.
Well, aren't we going to do the builds?
Yeah, we probably are. It's just, just something to think about, I guess.
No, I don't think that's. I think there are certainly times to do that pause. I think not so much because we have. I can see 5 tiles I want to improve in the cap right now. So having 2 builders with the charges is fine. So
makes sense.
Can we also look at our growth? It's down to it's as slow as 11 right now. Can we take a look and see if they're working tiles that we like? Yeah, I don't want it working that 1-2 tile right now. I'd much prefer it just kept growing right now.
The 2-1?
Yeah. Cool.
And we're about to improve that actually right this second because we've got a builder.
Yeah.
So we can cross the river for 1 turn. We could go into the stone, which we are working right now. We could upgrade this right now, this turn.
Yeah, let's do that. Nice.
That
I guess
forest
it's
is
counting
kind of
that. It's counting that plantation. It's rough terrain. Is it forest there? Oh, it's forest. Okay, I can see the forest now. Yeah, I'd shoot him in the face. I'd actually would. I don't think I've had units stolen by player scouts, so he will steal our builders.
You can't shoot over the forest, right?
Oh, but you can shoot over the flat land next to it, so it doesn't matter. And you're on a hill, so you can shoot over the forest anyways. So
I'm saying, like, if I go here, I can't shoot over this forest.
Right, yep.
So we
if you move, you can.
Okay. I guess you just stay there for that turn.
You could promote. I mean, if you have that 1 movement point left in the warrior, if you want to take that promotion, now's a good time for it.
Good idea. We probably didn't talk about this in episode 3 or 4. So this is one of the reasons why we didn't want to restart. It's hard to remember what we actually talked about and what we didn't. So you were saying before you didn't really like commando because you don't find cliff scaling to be very useful.
Yeah.
You see how that tooltip pops through from the terrain behind this thing?
Yeah, that's kind of annoying.
Anyway, it's got to be Battlecry though, right? I mean, it's just so good.
It does feel much better than anything else available to it for sure. Although Amphibious was quite good, so like maybe we sucked up a little slightly worse initial promotion to pick up Amphibious and Tortoise. Tortoise is okay, not great, but it's okay. Honestly, I don't think it's gonna matter for this, and I don't think this warrior is likely to see much combat past that. But maybe we'll promote him through the ages and he'll become an elite guard. I don't know.
Well, we can already rename him, right? Because he's level 2.
Yeah.
I've never tried Amphibious, but I'm thinking we're going to slam the city with this guy.
Okay.
Right?
Well, I don't think the city counts as a melee or ranged unit. So I think
you're
it's
right.
a bonus
You're
to
right.
slam
You're
the
right.
city.
You're right. So yeah, you can. I think
it's a little pen. It's like a little icon.
They might have to be 1 level higher.
Is it really? There's a limitation on their level. I didn't know it was based on level.
Yeah, it's based on level. They got to actually have like decent experience to be promotable. Huh. So what do we even do with these scouts now? I mean,
Well, we do have more land to scout. We both have the land above Washington. There's a little bit there. There's a barb camp up there, but there might also be a goody hut. And there's also some land in the middle that we kind of avoided because other people were closer to it first. So one of those. So we have some options here too. I'm really tempted now. We're going to trigger a bunch of bonuses here. I'm tempted to wait before building settlers here. We're killing the major guy who's going to steal our land. So the only downside right now to delaying settlers is the timing on when we actually get the tiles that we want. So yeah, we could do a 3rd archer. We could do that monument. Might be nice to get that taken care of.
Probably the monument because we're not going to need the archer. There's no one to fight.
Okay. Well, there's those barbs around us, but yeah. But I think you're mostly right. Goody hut.
That's the best kind of right. Is mostly right.
Yes.
Oh, hey. Nice.
Okay.
Excellent. And we were, I think we had stopped doing this one.
Now. Yep.
Now we got this one. Excellent. So we're going to have 2. That's actually kind of bad. We're going to have 2,
it's good. It's really
2 government swaps within like a turn or 2.
Oh, yeah, but we don't care. I mean, the only government we really care about right now is +1 production. We don't need the settlers right away, right? Because we're going to delay that. Well, we can make the decision in a minute. But my point is more along the lines of the sooner we can swap, the better, right? So,
true.
But yeah, 2 in a row, I guess, is a little bit inefficient. You can do it kind of, sometimes it's nice, though, because you can do things like the purchasing tile one is really good if you switch it 1 turn later, because you purchase all your tiles in the same turn.
Looks
and
like
then
he healed.
Switch it over. So it's a different one. He killed the last one. There's 2 of them.
Oh. Let's shoot that one too, then.
Yeah. I like the idea of
check out the
heading
faith.
for that, the amenity, actually, because we're probably getting pretty close.
We
yeah,
still
we're
are
0 of 0.
We're content. But if we do the quarry, we get faith.
But you have a guy who's going to do that the turn after, right?
True. So the amenity, you're thinking the marble.
Yeah.
Also give us some culture, and are we even... I don't know that we're actually working that tile right now, are we? We're not.
No, but we get the amenity even if we're not working it. The other thing we can consider doing, too, is we have mining tech, and mining tech allows clearing forests for boosts in production. And we have a free worker now, so a free builder. So we have the charges. We could potentially clear that forest adjacent to Washington to give a boost towards the monument, too.
Which of the 2?
The one that guy's on already. It's the most efficient use. We can clear them both eventually, but the one we're on right now, we can maybe next turn clear it for the boost.
Okay.
We can do it we can rush an early wonder too with two forests like this. This is something we could consider doing. I think Hanging Gardens is a really nice one, and I think it's relatively early in the tech tree.
Aw.
I know. So this is why I so rarely pick God King, because in between meeting city states that give you faith and also getting goody huts that give you faith, it seems so
bad.
Yeah, it does. It feels worse.
See, maybe this is a difference between 5 and 6, but I feel like I've never really done a lot of forced clearing because it's like, oh, I want to keep the production for longer term. But in this with districts, it's so different.
Yeah, not only is that, first of all, river tiles are prioritized more for districts because aqueducts and commerce hubs both require river bonuses. Additionally, being adjacent to the capital means the capital itself counts as a district. So being adjacent to the city center also is going to be more likely to be a district tile. So those tiles adjacent to the city on the river are almost certainly going to end up as districts. And when you plant a district on a wooded tile, you don't get the production boost from that. You just lose the forest. So it almost argues for clearing them while it's there.
Mm-hmm. Just fortify, right? Don't do any slamming here? Or
you go for the what does it actually tell us? See, the cities are so weak in this game. Compared to Civ 5, they're so weak. I'd slam once and then fortify after. Yeah, looks fine to me.
Fair enough. Go for the quarry, or do we want to try to improve the wheat?
I think quarry, we have plenty of time. Let's do both. Getting our Pantheon rolling is good.
So you're thinking we remove the woods?
So the only thing to think about is the timing on doing that. So do we care about rusting the monument? Where is the tech for Hanging Gardens? If we wanted to do a wonder, let's say we want to do that. Where is that? Is that at wheel? No, it's not. That's the building. So where is Hanging Gardens? It's in irrigation. So we're a little ways off that, but it's quite a nice one.
But if we build a farm on the wheat, that doesn't count, right? We talked about this before.
It does count. Wheat is a bonus resource. It's farm. This should read farm a bonus resource is what it should say. I
see. You have to, and it shouldn't say it in this way. It should say build a farm on a bonus resource.
Yeah,
farm.
Kind of like where see where masonry says build a quarry, it should say build a farm on a bonus resource.
Exactly. Like farm is a verb. You can farm things other than bonus resources. You could farm, for example,
experience
cows.
Off barbarians.
You can have a ranch. You can ranch cows. You can farm cows. You can farm horses. I mean, it's a verb. You can use it in multiple places. Anyway, There's my complaint for the video. So I guess
I'm feeling greedy right now, and this is why I'm feeling greedy. The downside of doing early settlers is it takes all of your early game production and it makes your capital lose population, right? That's the downside of building early settlers. The upside is the sooner you settle cities, is the sooner they can begin growing. One of the reasons to rush settlers is because you're competing with other players to get to spots before they get to spots. Right now, we're killing the only guy near us. We're not competing with anyone with any spot in the game right now.
True. Also, something to consider, though, is that I think we talked about this in the Lost episodes, right? We should just call them the Losts or whatever. Anyway,
I'm fine with that.
The cost to grow from, say, 2 to 3 population is different than the cost to grow from 5 to 6, right?
Yes.
So by reducing the population of Washington by creating a settler, we're effectively reducing the net food cost for growth.
Yes, although we do lose all of the yield that Citizen would bring in while he's not working because he's disappeared into the settler.
Yeah. Yep.
And I guess what I'm saying here is we don't want to build settlers here before the settler policy at all, right? Because we have no reason to rush the settler. So we want to maximize what we have here. And what are we going to build? If we chop this forest now, what are we going to build right now? Because we're going to finish the monument, then what are we going to build?
It's going to be a while till we can get early empire. Even if we had the boost, it's still 16 turns. So you're saying you don't want to build a settler for that long?
Well, the monument's going to have that, right? Because it's going to double our culture.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
And we're actually at 4 pop right now. And as soon as we take another city, or if we grow our own pop to 6, we're going to be pretty much there. So my argument here is save the forest. We're going to want to chop it, but let's save it for a few turns until we have something to build after this monument. Because right now we're going to build this monument, and then we're going to go, what do we want to build? And we're going to build something that we're going to build just to produce, but it's not all that useful. Probably a settler on it, or a builder rather. So we'll see.
Luxury resource then, yeah?
Yeah. That's probably longer than most people want to spend on this turn.
Probably.
We're discussing strategy. It's reasonable.
Yeah, it's a thing we do occasionally. Yeah. We try. We try to discuss strategy. Wow, he's way down there. There's a lot of land here.
Yeah, or it may not connect there. It may just connect through this one tile choke. Yeah. I'm not sure yet.
Maybe we should send this other scout south instead of going north.
The only other thing the scout might do is he might block barbarians from getting into this land. Like fortifying on an improved tile is going to keep that tile from ever being pillaged, pretty much. So there's but we could go south with him too. That's reasonable. I mean, we could take that production time we're going to have in between to build another archer, for example, would be kind of reasonable right about now, right? Like after this monument.
Okay, so here we have, see how it's 25 base minus 17? I don't know what the ratio is there, but so we have 30 and we're losing 17, or...
Well, 17 is half of 35, basically, right? It's without the rounding, and probably the 35 is... What is the 35? 5 plus on a combat on a home continent is 5 of it, but that's only 30. Where's the extra 5 coming from? What are we missing here?
No clue. It might not be. It might be 40%.
And this guy doesn't have a promotion, right? This particular archer has no promotion?
Let's check something here. 17 out of 25
30.
is 68%. Maybe it's a 70% loss in combat effectiveness instead of a 30. And
okay.
or 17 out of 30 would be a 56%. 56
Closer.
doesn't seem realistic. I'm thinking it takes base strength. Because, okay, I know for sure Incendiaries was a flat +7.
Okay, well, we can see that right in a minute because we have an incendiary promoted archer. Maybe we can use the comparison between the two to get some information.
No, we don't.
It's this one. This one isn't.
You know, we don't have it. It's a level 2 promotion. We're gonna get it soon though. We just gotta plug away at this thing a bit.
Let's plug away at it a little bit and see if we can figure that out then.
Yep. All right.
This is the nice part about doing this over here as opposed to in like streaming. I don't tend to focus on like working that out. I'll do it when I'm working on my own, but like it tends to bore the stream to like do that in real time. So I'm glad we're doing it here.
I'm all for boring the stream. Yeah, that's great. Definitely do this, right? Because we're working it anyway.
Yeah.
We want the faith.
Yeah.
And then this scout we're going to send to check out some stuff up there.
Yeah.
And any argument for like which way to go to get up there?
Yeah, on that tile right there.
This one?
Yeah, it just protects the settler, the builder a little bit more from any unit coming down this way. There's our boost for craftsmanship. Okay, so we could change over this turn. I actually kind of like this idea. So I kind of like both of those.
Definitely want to get rid of this.
Yep. And I kind of want to get rid of bonus versus barbarians. We're not fighting barbarians right now. We're fighting another player. And if we're considering building another archer, let's get the boost for it. Let's not pay full price, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the choice between production or builder. And both seem pretty good to me right now.
Well, we know we're going to be able to change again soon. So for right now,
Yep.
this one helps out more with this than this would.
Yep.
Because you can't build 2 units at the same time.
Agreed.
With one city.
Yep. And I think what you said, I don't know if it made it into, if it was a lost episode or first episode, but I'm kind of excited about trying stacking these legacy bonuses and see if we can try like changing government a lot more than we would normally. You see that? That was another 5 experience for that.
Yeah. It seems like maybe there's a little bit of an experience bonus when you are low level, possibly.
That could be exactly what that is.
All right. Craftsmanship just completed, but it's not giving me an alert. There we go.
It's but if you have something queued up, it will just go to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it did or not. Okay. So we completed this one as well, huh? Or is this the one didn't we just complete one last turn?
Last turn, exactly. And this is where I was thinking, like, it's better to have, like, it change every 3 or 4 turns, because maybe you want to change more often. We're not going to change now.
But right now we have no other options to tech for, right? If you look at the tech path, we're going for the first government choice, and then the first government choice, we have no other. Well, I guess we could have gone into one of the early empire ones. We could have done state workforce instead.
Since we do have all that faith, what if we went for...
Can't, because we don't have a wild card slot, so we can't use that.
Well, not yet. We could go...
Once we get political philosophy, we can pick that up, but before that, we can't.
You're saying basically these are worthless. Why do they come so early if they can't possibly benefit you unless you are... Greece. Yeah, Greece is the only one that can really do it.
Yeah. I think we go... Well, what do we want? Are we going to be wanting settlers, or are we going to be what's the state workforce economic card? Okay, we could do that. I mean, if we want to tech right now, what are we teching? See, this is where we get lost, because I think we're still teching wheel, and I don't think we wanted to go this far, because I think we wanted to get the boost later.
Shoot. See?
So we should... Yeah, I know. It does it to me all the time, right? Like, we do the same thing.
I would just default to pottery, because I know for sure I'm not going to waste the science.
How awesome would it be if they added the tech to half option? So, like, you could shift queue a bunch of techs to half.
Yeah.
As opposed to... That would be so good for this.
Or an even simpler solution is just that if you end up... Let's say you get a Eureka moment and you already have 50%, then the excess science gets rolled into whatever you research next instead.
Yeah, although that just kind of boosts the whole tree that way. Yeah, it could be anything that gives us some more control over this, because even now when we're trying to pay attention to it, and there's 2 of us watching it, we're still losing science and culture.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Probably take 2 movement. Wait till that 2 movement type situation to take the promotion. Should we go check out
Might
South?
even go 3. Yeah, that's 3 movement, but I'd go there. And then next turn we can move 2 and then promote.
I'm thinking we take half of early empire right now.
Sure.
Don't we? Because I want to build wide. I almost always want to build wide, and I think Civ 6 caters itself tremendously towards building wide.
Yeah, I think it really does. The it's definitely one of the two. The argument for state workforce here is, since we already have it boosted, is if we want to build then Archer and then a Wonder or something like that, we can change it a little bit sooner. We could get this down to, for example, 1 turn and then go switch to Early Empire, so we can have control over when we switch our cards again.
I see what you mean. So, well, you decide. Which one do you want to do?
I want state workforce because it gives us more control over when we can choose timing.
Okay, sounds good.
He can't promote because he's done.
I'm thinking about taking one of this guy's movement points to get him out of the way so that when he arrives, he can maybe attack sooner.
It's a wooded tile, so it's going to take 2 move to move into it anyways, so it won't be...
No point then.
Yeah. And woods give the defense, so a little bit of advantage. Not that he can shoot us, he doesn't have any range units.
Alright.
Okay. So we do have a slight problem here. I'd back up, because and I'd actually back up into the capital with the scout. Because what we want to do is heal.
Full heal. Yep. This guy's clearly coming this way. He'll be safe across the river for this turn. Where do we want to build next? What's the next upgrade?
Any of the tiles that we're working. Just upgrading the tiles you're working in the early game is such a big advantage. I mean, it goes... If you look at the amount of... I mean, it's if we're working a 3-tile... A thing with 3 yield on it, like a 2-1 tile, and we prove it to a 3-1 tile, it's a 33% boost in production from that tile, right? So like those early boosts towards the tiles you're working is a huge overall increase in the productivity of your city.
Mm-hmm. So this is true. It was true in Civ 5 as well, that you don't actually have to be working this tile to get the marble. For some reason, I thought you did. Nope.
So if you click on amenities right now,
do you still feel like a 1-3 is not as good as a 2-1?
It's getting closer. It's 4 compared to 3 over there, but I'm still interested in the growth right now.
What about the culture?
Culture has value, just like gold has value. It's just in the early game, the most valuable things are still food and production. So yeah, there's some culture over there. I wouldn't mind working it. That's probably why are we not working the 2-2?
Because you made me lock stuff. Because I don't lock stuff.
Yeah, but borders expanded. If they gave me a clue when the borders expanded, we wouldn't have lost anything from that. But that's probably been a few turns. So,
derp.
Oh well.
Derp. Yep. See, I don't like locking stuff because I don't trust myself to check it often enough.
Okay.
And because there's no keyboard shortcut. Keyboard shortcut for managed citizens, and I'd be all over that.
Well, let's do this then. Unlock your tiles entirely. Because what the downside with that will be is when your city, and it probably won't even happen in our capital, because our capital has such large amount of growth that it won't run out of growth very easily, because it has like 6 wheat tiles or 5 wheat tiles or something. But in the cities that have problems with growth, you want to give it just pure growth? I wouldn't do that.
If we do that, it works the exact tiles you wanted to have locked.
Okay. And what happens when you click the production one? It's focusing over there?
Yeah, because 1 + 3 + 1 is better than 2 + 2.
Okay.
According to the game, it's just taking raw stats, probably.
All right. I don't trust this. I don't trust food above all else later game though. So I'm okay with not locking tiles, if you want, or I'm okay with the combination. But I don't know if I'm okay with not locking tiles and food focus.
There's no way to like block to say no to a tile. Anyway,
no, I don't think so. You can tell it to not value culture at all.
Oh, there you go. Still didn't do anything.
Didn't change.
It's probably because it's still looking at 1-3 with amenities is better than 2-2 because of that reason here with the modifier to production.
This is why I lock it, so I can micromanage my tiles.
Yeah. Well, you're a better player than I am, so we should probably go with what you want to do. So we want to lock all 4 then.
Yeah, I want to lock the tiles I like.
Okay. All right. Well, we got to put a cut in here. We actually went way over on this episode, but that's okay. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. Thank you for watching, everyone. See you soon.
See you guys soon.